Hello, everybody. Hi. So it's a gorgeous Sunday. I almost forgot what day it was. You can hear Chino outside barking because that's what Chino does when he's outside. He makes more noise outside than he does inside. He's one of the quietest dogs I know. Like, if he's hungry, if he has to go to the bathroom, if he wants something, he doesn't really speak. Like, when he wants to go out, he'll just like go to the door and sit there until somebody walks by. But anyway, I had a mini vow of silence today. I was just like typing, but I broke it. I'm breaking it. And I got to do this quick because Corey is going live in, I think, like half an hour. And I got to help my mom with the resume. But I was going to the restroom and I found out I got a package. So I think someone gifted me something off my wish list. And I just wanted to see what it is. Why? Oh, this is a big one. Oh, oh wow. Okay. I forgot I had this on my list. It's the Osho Zen Tarot. Because I was thinking about what's on my wish list, and I might need to go back through my wish list because there's some stuff on there that I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily want it like now. Like maybe like I wanted it then. And I think I actually took something off, but I forgot that this was on there. And I feel like after the Whispers of Lord Ganesha yesterday, with them like little portals or something, like this is perfect. So whoever gifted this to me, thank you. I don't think. Oh wait, hold up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, who are you? Oh, snap! It's Kizzy Cat. Thank you, Kizzy Cat. Oh, this makes me so happy. Thank you so much. I didn't even like. They were like, my dad was like, "You got an Amazon Prime package." I said, "A what?" I'm gonna keep this. I need to put it somewhere. I'm not gonna lose it. So let's see. I'm gonna pull a few cards, and I also love this because I feel like I could use this deck with the Tao Oracle cards that I have. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm trying to keep this fairly brief. Woo. Should I have read it? I'll read it. Why not? It doesn't seem like extremely personal. Not like in the sharing of personal details. It's a gift for you. Enjoy your gift. Thanks for the reading and the time you put into your channel. I really appreciate it. I feel I have found a space to connect. Much love. Thank you again from Kizzy Cat. So thank you so much. I feel like I don't even know if I fully understand and comprehend what it might mean to some for me to sort of have cultivated the space that I've cultivated. Because it took me a good few months starving and like freaking out about how I'm going to pay my rent and stuff like that to be able to find a sort of peace within myself that can really last and that can stand up to a fair amount of things. And I noticed because I used to be a lot messier than I am, a lot more disorganized, a lot more of an organized chaos type of person. And one day, like I was in my apartment, I wasn't going to class, so I was there like all the time. So you can imagine how the state that it might have been in. And one day I went home. And then when I was on my way back, I was like, oh my gosh, my room's going to be a mess and I'm not going to have like anywhere to lay on the bed. I'm going to have to go in and clean it. And I walked into my room and it was clean. And that's the first time I noticed. I was like, whoa, like my space is a lot neater now that the space inside is a lot neater. Um, and there is I feel like an aura that we cultivate around us. And if you can feel that in this space, then that makes me happy. It makes me grateful. It makes me, I feel like, more aware of like ripples and things like that. Um, and I've been not doing my best. I've been releasing and working through the me that can be a little uh, not so soft spoken sometimes. But for my intention, like for y'all to like know what my intention is, which is never anything like mean or nasty or malicious. Even if I am sometimes like, come on, like we can do better than this. Like let's be more. Um, it's very affirming, and it makes me feel nice for not being perceived as, whatever. Kizzy cat! Oh my gosh, thank you. I just got your gift. I just got your gift. I was like, what? I went outside and my parents were like, oh, I just opened it to the sharing. Or was it? It said sharing. Um, I went out there and my parents were like, you got a Prime package. I was like, what? But yeah, it makes me feel nice that I can come into, I guess, all that I have to come into and not be so concerned about it or off put by it, where I know that it does like serve a purpose and it serves a higher good. So thank you. Your note meant a lot to me, means a lot to me. Clinging to the past. I guess that's the Five of Cups. And it's interesting. Isolation. Oof. What's that? The Three of Swords? Cindy! Hey! Hey, Starborn Bird. How's everyone doing today? I'm only going to be live for a hot second. Corey at Founders of Light, I just saw his community post. He said he'll be going live at about 1 Pacific. Ooh! Friendliness! Oh, Two of Cups. This is cute. I like that. Oh, I doubly, triply, quadruply appreciate it now that you went through that. I'm doing pretty good today. My heart was feeling light today. It kind of came in a bit the day before yesterday. I was in the grocery store and I was like randomly hit with like the woozies and like my heart space was starting to feel light and I almost felt low key a little bit. But it's just been sitting there today and then it traveled up to my throat. So I'm doing good. Something is coming online. Okay, let's get a few cards. I feel like I should offer you. You want like some cards? Cause you got. I mean, I obviously haven't used these before, but yesterday was very heavy, but today is light, and you're tired. Yeah, I've been like really tired for the past few days. Just kind of sort of recuperating a bit. Let's see, girl. Well, read me. Oh. So the first two cards that came out. Well, the first one is the card that was at the cut, clinging to the past. It's a Five of Cups energy. Again. Oh, look, this is sparkly and my nail is sparkly. Wait. Sorry. Clinging to the past, but what came out with it is a Ten of Swords rebirth energy. So Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, I believe, Bottom of the deck is friendliness again. And it's interesting because I was just thinking about how, like, I know I say that, like, the community that I found before, like, wasn't necessarily the greatest, but there were people who built communities that were like perfectly fine, that were actually better than perfectly fine. So like not everything was like this weird ego games whatever. So let me see if I can find it. The transcendental game of Zen. Okay. Suit of water. We're going with the 5. Thinking to the past. It's on page 106. 106 is the third one. The sun and the lovers. So the commentary on this card. The figure pictured in this card is so preoccupied with clutching her box of memories that she has turned her back on the sparkling champagne glass of blessings available here and now. Her nostalgia for the past really makes her a blockhead and a beggar besides, as we can see from her patched and ragged clothes. She needn't be a beggar, of course, but she is not available to taste the pleasures that offer themselves in the present. It's time to face up to the fact that the past is gone, and any effort to repeat it is a sure way to stay stuck in old blueprints that you would have already outgrown if you hadn't been so busy clinging to what you have already been through. Take a deep breath, put the box down, tie it up in a pretty ribbon if you must, and bid it a fond and reverent farewell. Life is passing you by, and you're in danger of becoming an old fossil before your time. That's interesting because it reminds me of the Eight of Cups that came out yesterday with the similar energy of like needing to leave behind the things that we knew. And sometimes this is something that I also thought of recently. 7. What? You had a lot of sevens. No, like this isn't for Kizzy Cat in particular. This isn't for like these came out before Kizzy Cat said that she wanted any cards, and like I had already seen the 5 of Cups when I was shuffling, so this might be mine or a general. And there's also almost something very Picasso about this. And it's not that Picasso wasn't a great artist, but there's something about it's an energy of distortion. And it's like the way that we twist and distort the past in order to keep that solid viewpoint, right? Like the 6 of Cups, I guess it's the 5 of Cups, but like upright, it can have an energy of like nostalgia and thinking back on the good times. In reverse, it can have an energy of trauma. But it's like either through the lens of trauma or through the lens of nostalgia, more often than not, it's distorted. When it's nostalgia, we overly focus on the good and that which we missed. When it's trauma, we overly focus on the bad and that which we no longer wish to experience or that which we don't wish to experience again. But it's like either way, like there was both good and bad. Neither way is necessarily better than the other. And I love that it said that like all of the blessings and things that are already here in the now moment. And then like the card that comes out next is the 10 of Swords, but it's an energy of rebirth. And look at the lion. Look at, I mean, there's a camel here, camel image. I might be reading my own too, Loki. There's a camel here. Camel imagery has been coming up a lot. I feel like LB has been talking about the camel. I think maybe the camel also came up. No, it came up somewhere else too. but it's like the angel coming out of the lion. It reminds me of like the strength card. Remy got the okay, so Remy did get the camel. All right. I was like, did Remy get it? I was like, no, I don't know. My brain is like, my memory is like, lately, it's a pre-strength energy because the angel is being born from the lion right now. That's what's happening as we allow the past to settle. And usually, an energy of settling isn't that great, but it's like you have to allow certain things to settle before you can extract other things from them. So let's see what this Ten of Swords is. Oh, it's right there. Okay. I was like, hello. Clouds, the Ten of Clouds, the mind. Rebirth. I'll just read the commentary side of it. This card depicts the evolution of consciousness as it is described by Friedrich Nietzsche. Oh, well, shout out to Rob from Rob's Tarot. There's Nietzsche. That's his dude. In his book, Thus Spake Zarathustra, he speaks of the three levels of camel, lion, and child. I've seen this before. Oh, so I have an app that I get readings from when I'm feeling particularly lost, actually, honestly, in life. And I think I've gotten this in that one. The camel is sleepy, dull, self satisfied. He lives in delusion, thinking he's a mountain peak, but really he is so concerned with others' opinions that he hardly has any energy of his own. Emerging from the camel is the lion. When we realize we've been missing life, we start saying no to the demands of others. We move out of the crowd, alone and proud, roaring our truth. But this is not the end. Finally, the child emerges, neither acquiescent nor rebellious, but innocent and spontaneous and true to his own being. Whatever the space you're in right now, sleepy and depressed, or roaring and rebellious, be aware that it will evolve into something new if you allow it. It is a time of growth and change. And I love that it ends on if you allow it. Because again, in the Five of Cups, it's like the sparkling champagne glass of all of the blessings that await you in the present moment are already here. This evolution is here if you allow it. And now I feel like in this friendliness card, and the new vision behind it, oh, aloneness is behind it anyway. With friendliness and new vision, there's this energy here of like both of these cards have intersections, right? You can see where the square intersects the triangle, where it intersects the square, the circle, the triangle intersects the circle, the square intersects this triangle. It looks like the triangle might actually be a diamond. And then there's another intersection here, whatever that is. And then we have like the red, the yellow, and the orange in between in this merger. And it's partially, I feel like I'm so loud right now. It's partially an energy. I feel like the best advice with these would be to let everything go. But it feels like in reality, some things make the transition. And it's going back to what I've been sort of feeling lately with this Five of Cups clinging to the past energy. It's almost like as long as we cling on to the previous state of something or the past version of something, it locks it in that space. It prevents the camel from becoming the lion from becoming the child. Because as we knew it, it was either a camel or a lion. And we don't allow the thing of the past to become even more. And so it's almost like in some weird way, it locks that thing into that timeline. Because it's like everything has its own timeline, right? And then we have our own timeline. And so there could be a timeline where the thing of the past actually became or becomes a child. But as long as we hold on to the past version of it, we pull in that timeline where it didn't happen because we're locking it into what it was when we were wherever. And if we've grown since then it's probably grown since then, right? Like when you're a child, the portions don't fill you as much as when you're older. And when you grow, right, when your appetite increases, it's because you're a growing person and you need more. You got to put more energy into your body to allow for it to have all of the resources that it needs as it is exerting energy and growing and expansion and dividing cells and stuff like that, right? So, Kizzy Cat, would you like a card or two before I shut this down and head over to Founders of Life and also help my mom with this resume? Oh gosh. She's like, oh, why did I do this resume like this? I did this resume and I did not. So like she helped a family member with her resume, but the way she typed it, she didn't leave any room for future additions. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, girl. What is this? Is this the ace? Um, no problem, Cindy. She didn't leave any room for any new position. So now she's like, man, I got to go back and rework the entire resume. I'm like, girl, if you don't copy paste, because the past experiences are the same. You don't have to rewrite what was written. You just rearrange it and integrate it and then make room for the new stuff. The mind and turning in came out. These are very these this is at the split. This is interesting energy. This card reminds me of something. And this subsequently reminds me of something. But when we turn in, it's like we get to separate. It feels like this is the same person, but with all of these shadows inside of them. And so they're going through this process of separating themselves from everything else and releasing everything else. And there are mushrooms on here. It's like mushrooms are decomposers, and so they eat at what is dying and what is decayed. But in some ways, it's a leech energy, it's a maggot energy. It only eats what is dying, it only eats at what is decaying. Anything that is healthy, it naturally sort of misses. And that's the brilliant thing about natural medicine or those like old sort of approaches to medicine, right? Maggots only eat like what is decaying. And in a lot of modern medicine, it kills everything, healthy and otherwise. Nine of Wands, exhaustion, with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Oh, yeah, that was my card here recently. I just saw the Fool. There's an energy of programming here, and I feel like it's really easy to see why. Right, we got the robot eyes, we got the all the little mechanical parts and doodads, and this person on the inside. And I feel like there's a little bit of an energy, and then no thingness is behind the Fool. I gotta go. I feel like there's a little bit of an energy. It feels like us trying to. This is that it's again in nursing. We use maggots to clean out dead skin on wounds. They wouldn't need healthy flesh. Oh snap! Wait, so are we still doing it, Cindy? Thank you. I was like, why did we abandon all the ways of the old? I know it's a little gross, but at least now you don't have to recover healthy skin and flesh and cells. That's the thing about peroxide. Like when you pour peroxide onto a wound, it kills everything, even your healthy cells. And then it takes longer to heal because you killed the healthy stuff. But anyway, there's this energy of like trying to make the best of a bad situation and exhausting ourselves to do that when we could just sort of free ourselves of it. And again, it goes back to that energy of like, if you release everything, the things that are meant to carry through will carry through. But now you don't have to necessarily mentally exhaust yourself over like what stays and what goes, right? The keep pile, the donate pile, the trash pile. And you probably won't be surprised to hear that it reminds me of something that Corey said to me recently about, ooh, breakthrough. I love that. At the cut, what? Let's go. See what that fool? Breakthrough. Um, he was talking about the things that like I need to release, and I talked about it. It was like when you let everything go, and then we form these organic, natural connections that bridge things. It's like an organic bridging. And it's like if you love something, you like let it go. It's like some of the like these things will come back to you, but they'll reconnect in a more organic way that isn't fixed or held firm or tight by the roles of the past. And again, in releasing them and in them reestablishing, they get to come back in the ways that they serve us now rather than the ways that they served us in the past. Right? And if we've grown and evolved and changed, then maybe they don't need to do for us the things that they used to do for us. Maybe there are more things for us that they can do, but we don't necessarily allow them to because of what they've always done. Right? Which is the beauty of like coming back in these new organic ways. And we can reconnect and disconnect or connect in like multiple ways like all the time. Hey, Soul Explorer. Oh yeah, definitely get yourself some sleep. I'm not going to be on too much longer because Corey is, he said 1 p.m. Pacific and it's like 12:56. So I just want like one more card. I'll just pull this one. Who is it? Who is it? The Miser, which is the Emperor. Bottom of the deck is Trust. The Miser and Trust. Again, it's the same message. Let it go. If it's meant to be, it'll come back. Or at the very least, allow for it to expand, right? Don't confine it to the past. And also, as we receive, we give. If we stockpile, if we withhold, it bottlenecks, it congests, it slows down all that we are to receive. Let it go and trust that more will find you. I love this trust card here where we literally just had the entire fool. Free falling for real. Like the fool was on the edge of the cliff. This level of trust the miser isn't capable of. And that's why the miser like starts to decay. Like the jewels are still like brilliant and radiant and bright, but look at the miser himself. So that's what I got. I'm gonna be well. Hopefully, I'll be in Corey's when he goes live. Founders of Light. If not, I'll be helping my mom with this resume so I can make it to Corey's when he goes live. Thank you again, Kizzy Cat, for the gift. I appreciate it so much, and I'm glad that you and anyone who finds what you find in this space that you can find it. Right. That's part of the reason why I cultivate within me and heal within me and connect outside of me. Like this is part of the reason why I do that. So I will catch you all later. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that wherever your journey takes you, you find the courage, the strength, the community, the wise counsel, whatever you need to get there. And it feels very it feels like spirit's trying to put us on like an energizer bunny level of doing things while we are very much so human. So but just do your best. Don't take it too hard on yourself, and if you need time, like request it, you'll get it. Right. So I will see you all when and where I see ya.